Americans getting their first look at how much they will have to pay for health care coverage under Obamacare next year. For many, it could cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars more. With us now, Tammy Luby, senior writer.com. Tammy, always great to see you. What are you learning here? What's the price tag people are looking at?
Well, we now are getting a first look at what the actual premiums will be for those in the 30 states that shop on the federal exchange, healthcare.gov. Now, CMS and KFF released yesterday that overall premiums will go up 26%. That's what insurers, those are the rates insurers are charging. That's their increase. But because of the expiring federal subsidies, the actual amount that people will pay will be far more. So when folks go onto healthcare.gov now, they can look at their 2026 plans, and they're probably going to be pretty shocked at what they see.
When you say pretty shocked at what they see, and when we talk about the failure to extend the Obamacare subsidies, how much more roughly? And I know it depends on each plan and it depends on the individual, but what are we talking about here? If it's a 26% increase on overall premiums, they don't have the subsidies, which in and of themselves, I thought we were estimating could cause people 30% increases.
Right. Well, the insurers are raising their rates by 30%, but actually, according to KFF, the amount people are paying could actually more than double. They're thinking that the premiums that people actually pay because of the expiring enhanced subsidies will go up 114%. And there really is no way to say what the average will be. You know, it could be hundreds, thousands, as you say, but people will actually, people have been hearing about this for a long time, but many people until October did not actually know how much more they were going to pay. But now those numbers are actually available on healthcare.gov. Window shopping opened late yesterday. And for those who live in states that run their own exchanges, they can go to their state exchanges. Many states have opened up window shopping, although not all. But open enrollment starts November 1st. So on Saturday, it'll all be evident.
It's just around the corner, just a few days away, and it sounds like there'll be some serious sticker shock. I didn't ask the question well, but you gave me the answer I was looking for right there, Tammy, which is that people could see costs doubling here. Yes. They will know
Some
shortly.
Some states have said almost tripling.
Staggering costs. All right, Tammy, thank you very much.
So I wanted to make a follow-up video from one that I did a few weeks ago explaining how my health care insurance was going to go up from $70 to over $300. That's just for one of my kids. Altogether, it's going to be over $900. So I was in a rabbit hole looking for different alternatives as to what I could do. And I ended up coming across a few options that hopefully might help you as well. One of them being a cash pay patient.
My name is Miranda. I'm turning 26 years old next year, which means I'm getting kicked off of my parents' health insurance, and I have decided to be uninsured. I've been sharing my journey looking for alternatives to access health care, and this is an excellent comment that was left in one of my videos, and it's great advice for anybody, whether you have insurance or some other type of alternative solution or are uninsured. This is a great thing to know. The reason that you'll find that cash prices can be cheaper than going through your insurance is because insurance companies have negotiated contracted rates with that hospital that they have to stick to if you're going to file a claim for that service. By not filing a claim, saving the hospital some of that paperwork of having to do that, they can give you a discounted rate, sometimes 10, 20, 30% or more. However, if you are going to pay in cash and not file a claim, then that money you're spending on that service is not going to go to your deductible in most cases, unless you live in Texas or Tennessee, which have laws that you can submit those receipts for reimbursement through your insurance company, or if your hospital is willing to try to file it with them at the cash price. So if you're considering paying for things in cash, then I highly recommend you look into that, and also maybe get a health sharing plan and look into direct primary care, since those are cash businesses anyway, and you could get the cash discounted prices and still get reimbursed.
So the next one that I wanted to add was direct primary care. This might be another option. I'm going to have the doctor explain this to you.
So imagine there is actually a fix for healthcare that's out there. It's called direct primary care. And what this is, it's for a set monthly fee. You get multiple healthcare benefits. So imagine paying $50 to $100 a month. You get unlimited medical visits with your primary care physician. You get their phone number. You get wholesale medications. You get wholesale labs, and you get access to low-cost imaging. This is a new movement. Now we have several thousands of physicians and clinics doing this across the US. And why are we doing it, right? Because physicians, the reason why is because physicians got tired of running up against insurance. So they don't take it anymore, and they say, hey, look, pay me monthly subscription, and now you get access to care, and it's affordable. So if you go like on the Quest website and you see labs that cost like $400, like lab packages, that is typically anywhere from $80 to $100 in a direct primary care clinic. The other thing that comes with it is usually procedures. So think about getting something frozen off or something biopsied, things like this. That usually comes with the membership. Plus, direct primary care clinics will add on imaging. So right now we have in the clinic I work a DEXA scan, and a DEXA scan comes with the membership. So that's not, it's not like you go there and there's a copay, there's like extra add-on charges or hidden charges. That doesn't exist. It's literally you pay for a monthly fee and you get all of these things with it. So the other day I froze off like a little skin tack for somebody, and they were like, oh, how much is that? I'm like, it comes with it. Like, it comes with the membership. Because, it's something that should be done. It's how healthcare should be done, with no hidden pricing, no copays, nothing like that. It should be done in a manner that is convenient for the doctor and the patient. And you can find these clinics on, if you search a DPC mapper, you can find these clinics all across the US. And I've had many like health population experts tell me, well, it's not going to work in rural area. You can go to the map and you can see that it works extremely well. And they're like, oh, it doesn't work for like, what about our Medicaid, Medicare pop? They pay for it because they realize that they're getting far more benefits than they would versus like a doctor who takes insurance. So it works in many places.
So I was having you guys take a look at this map that I have here. They're talking about the direct primary care versus traditional care. You can see on the left, they talk about direct primary care. Like DPC works around your schedule. Basically saying direct primary care will help you so that you wouldn't, miss any type of work or your kids' schooling. They work directly with your schedule versus you working around their schedule. Basically, you would have to actually set up an appointment. And I know with these appointments, a lot of times, nowadays it seems like it'll take days or even weeks to get an appointment. You have on the left, under the direct primary care, they're talking about fixed health care costs. It says fixed monthly budget means you know what you'll be paying. No hidden fees, spending on urgent care visits or expensive additional specialists. Versus variable cost to health care. Doctors are incentivized to refer patients to specialists. And you expect a charge for every problem separately. To the left, direct care, fast, efficient healthcare. No wait times, same day treatment. That's excellent. Versus the long wait times and slow service. Genuine patient-doctor relationship. They said with direct care, you enjoy working with a doctor that knows you and your health personally. Versus impersonal and rushed experience. They were saying here 15 to 20 minutes of attention from a doctor with a long line of other patients to get to. No personal relationship, lack of attention to patient needs. Direct care, excellent patient communication. You can enjoy the convenience of talking to your doctor at any time for free. You can call, text, virtual visits to go to anything, related to your health versus low patient communication. So I'll leave this up here so you can kind of read it for yourself. But basically, to sum it up, direct primary care is a healthcare model where patients pay a flat monthly, quarterly, or annual fee directly to your doctor for unlimited access to primary care, thus bypassing traditional insurance billing. So real quick, how it works, you basically pay a membership fee. Patients pay a recurring fee directly to the practice. No insurance billing for services. So primary care practices don't bill insurance for covered services, eliminating copays, deductibles, and claim hassles. You get broad access. This fee covers unlimited visits, in-person and virtual, consultations, care coordination, and management. And you have smaller patient panels. Doctors see fewer patients, allowing for more personalized attention and longer appointments. Just a few benefits: accessibility, affordability, personal care, and transparency. So I just wanted to go over a couple of things too, as far as, some pros and cons. Some pros, you get predictable costs, a flat monthly annual membership fee, enhanced access, direct contact with your doctor through any text, email, or video, longer appointments, reduced administration, basically saying that no insurance paperwork means doctors focus on care, not just billing and prior authorizations. Preventive focus, they're going to emphasize on wellness, health screenings, and proactive care, discounted services. But some of the cons, like I was saying, no insurance coverage. So direct primary care fees don't count towards insurance deductibles and don't cover specialist hospitalizations or major procedures. It does require a separate insurance. You still need health insurance like a high deductible plan or catastrophic plan for out-of-pocket care. Extra monthly costs. It is an added, subscription fee on top of any insurance premiums. Some geographic limitations. Availability can be sparse in certain areas. And it's not for everybody. It is best, though, if you, a healthy individual. Like I said, I'm looking for it for the 3 kids that I have that, like I said, they don't have any major health issues at all. They don't have no, subscriptions. I'm sorry, not subscriptions, prescriptions that they have to buy. So it'd be good for them. But I'm going to get into one last thing that might help you when you're looking for alternative care, healthcare insurance. So the last one I wanted to share with you is called health share plans. These are also known as medical cost sharing plans, and they are alternative to traditional health insurance, where members share the cost of medical expenses. They are typically nonprofit, membership-based communities, often with a religious or ethical affiliation, but they are not what you consider health insurance. And unfortunately, they're not regulated by the same state and federal laws as insurance plans. However, some features, you have a cost. Monthly contributions are generally much lower than traditional unsubsidized health insurance premiums, making them a possibly more affordable option. Members pay a monthly share amount into a common pool, and funds from this pool are used to pay for other members' eligible medical needs. Regulation guarantees health share plans are not legally required to pay your medical bills. So there is no guarantee of payment, unlike a legally binding insurance contract. Most plans have specific membership requirements, such as agreeing to live a healthy lifestyle. So example, no tobacco, illicit drugs, or alcohol abuse. Many health insurers allow members to choose any healthcare provider without network restrictions. So members may pay the provider directly and then be reimbursed. And health share plans are exempt from the Affordable Care Act requirements, including covering pre-existing conditions or essential health benefits. Just real quick, some pros and cons. I mean, there is a lower monthly cost, which is a pro. However, a con is they're not legally required to pay claims. You can enjoy year-round versus, which is a con, it may not cover pre-existing conditions, or some companies might, but there might be a waiting period. You do have freedom to choose any healthcare provider. A con is exclusions for services that conflict with the community's belief, such as, for example, they won't pay for abortions or unmarried pregnancies. And a pro, because there is two different ones, there's different ones. There's what you call religious, and then the ones that are not religious. So, I mean, if you do pick one that has a religious affiliation, you get community support and prayer for members, I think that's great. I really like that. But a con, is if members cannot contribute to health savings account. And so as you can see, which I had put up, there's three biggest ones that you can consider. The first one is Zion House Share. Here you can choose between two membership options: direct membership and essential membership. So the direct membership, which you would emphasize on affordable, comprehensive, and personalized services for individuals and families. Or the essential membership is tailored for organizations of all sizes and customizable features for those pairing their membership with direct primary care. Some of the highlights from Zion is that, they're affordable, they're supportive. So this one, they do support you if you have pre-existing conditions. Maternity sharing, 12-month prescription. I'm going to put a link up to this article so that you can read through it. Number 2, Sedera. Now, Sedera offers 2 distinct programs designed to meet the diverse needs of its members. You have Access Plus. This is structured for individuals and families seeking a flexible, cost-effective medical sharing. And 2, Select Plus, which is created specifically for teams. So I'm assuming that if you, if a company wanted to get something like this through your job, this is something that they might be interested in doing. And with Sedera, one of the highlights is, you have access to Sedera's prescription marketplace and GoodRx. So I know a lot of people know and might use GoodRx, so that's good to know. And then number 3 is a Christian Healthcare Ministries. They have 4 options for individuals and families. The CHM Gold, designed for those seeking comprehensive support, CHM Silver, and Bronze. I guess these are for, if you have major medical needs. And Senior Share, specifically created for seniors 65 and older. Okay. Some of their highlights: they are budget friendly and rooted in Christian principles. So, like I said, I'm going to put the link in up so that you guys can read through it, see if this is something that you might be interested in. So, let me know in the comments. I mean, the day that I'm making this video is the 14th. So we have one day. If you're in the, if you're here looking for a plan through the marketplace, you're probably in the same position as me, not really knowing what to do. We have to pick a plan or decide by tomorrow. So this is a huge decision to make right now for us. I feel for anybody that's going through the same thing I am. And if you can, drop it in the comments if what you guys decided to do. Have you looked into anything like this before as well? Have you called in these companies? Have you been talking to anybody in the marketplace? And what have you found out? So I'm gonna wrap this video up. I pray for you guys. I hope you guys, everybody makes the right decisions for them. Otherwise, you have a great day. Peace.
And if I don't have my insurance, I literally I'm going to die this year. That's the brass tacks, unfortunately. I won't be able to afford my medication. I won't be able to afford my treatment.
Over 20 million Americans are facing huge increases to their health insurance, including Joanna, who was diagnosed with cancer last year. She says she can't afford her care without insurance.
Considering that the immunotherapy, I believe I would have to have it once a week for the next 2 years, I believe is what they were telling me. It's roughly anywhere between $20,000 to $45,000 per session. That's more than I make in income a year.
During the longest government shutdown in history back in November, Congress was debating over whether or not to extend healthcare subsidies for Americans with lower incomes, basically providing people with help to pay for their medical care and meds. Ultimately, they decided not to extend them. The GOP and Mike Johnson said they want to get rid of the American Care Act, but they haven't successfully proposed a different option to replace it yet. On New Year's Day, the subsidies expired, skyrocketing costs for a bunch of people.
I had only a small subsidy, but the cost of my plan without the subsidy went up almost 50% for this year. I decided that for me personally, I needed to eat that cost and figure out how to kind of tighten my belt in other areas of my budget. But my husband made the decision to go without a marketplace plan this year.
And I know there's so many other people, and it's not like I'm this big important person, but to my family and my friends, I am important, and I would like to live for for as long as I can. And it's not just me. There are so many people. I have a friend who has stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. She lost her insurance. So there's a lot of people that are being affected, not just adults, they're children. There are elderly people that depend on these subsidies, that depend on being able to have insurance so they can continue living their lives.
If you get your health insurance from healthcare.gov, make sure to check your new cost before January 15th. That's when open enrollment ends. You can also search for resources provided by your state or city. Places like Oregon, New Mexico, and Massachusetts have additional state-sponsored programs to lower healthcare costs. We'll be keeping an eye on all of these updates as the midterm elections approach, and as some Congress members try to find a bipartisan solution to try and extend coverage for low-income families.